Time for show and tell, students. What did you bring?
I got my laser pointer. Ed's favorite drink. My Nugget offensive. I got this weird-looking monster cup.
Hello,
kiddos. Welcome to kindergarten, a game series where you can go to class, get robbed, stab, and even summon old god to kill your enemies. You know, the usual. Today's subject is a game series called Kindergarten that originally came out in 2017 and got a sequel 2 years later. With a third game on the horizon, I figured it was the perfect time to play through the first two and look at them as a whole. I also stream these games live that you can see in the live tab, also in a playlist link below if you're curious. Quick disclosure, these games do cover some dark and mature subjects at times, which I will 100% be making fun of for levity, but they can get quite dark very quickly. Just saying, the color palette does not match the tone of this game. So seriously, leave if you're not comfortable with a lot of pixelated gore, emotional trauma, and serious subjects. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Waking up on a beautiful Monday morning, we can see our room with our bed, piggy bank, and a bunch of black outlines around our room. Well, it's time for our first day of kindergarten, so let's get going. Arriving to the yard, we can see all the other students, the teacher, and the janitor. We can talk to everyone to start different quests or learn more about them and see what we need to start their quests at a later time. Bugs is a bully, Monty is a black market salesman, Jerome is the principal's son, Cindy's a hoe, Lily is a sad girl for no current known reason, and Nugget is... he's special and we love him. But let's try telling this story in order. To start Cindy's mission, we had to have bought some extra money to school, which leads to Bugs mugging us for half our cash. We can go to Miss Applegate to get half our money back, but she says that if we went up to him and started getting hit, she could get him sent to the principal's office. She doesn't really want to help, just to see kids fight. Hey Bugs, your dad's not coming back. I'm gonna rearrange your limbs. Calling Miss Applegate, she'll pull him off and force him to the principal's office where he'll probably get expelled. Now that Bugs is out of the picture, we can safely ask out Cindy. Asking her out, she gives us an ultimatum. If we want to be her boyfriend, we have to put gum in Lily's hair because Cindy absolutely hates her. The reason is because Billy, her missing brother, dumped Cindy. She's also mad that Billy going missing got more popular than her dog Biscuit missing after the janitor took him from when she brought it for show and tell. To do mission critical decisions or move to a next area, we can spend an apple, which pushes time forward. If we just eat them, then we get about 25 cents per apple. Once we get the gum, we can take some apples to go to morning time. Applegate tells us to find a partner for morning time, and we can see Lily at her desk. Hey Lily. What, new kid? Sorry about this. What the f? Cindy congratulates us on finishing her little quest, calling us a great boyfriend, and asking us out to play house. Giddy seeing the tears stream from Lily's face. But first, we need to go and wash our face from the blood of our earlier fight. Getting a hall pass from Applegate, we can go and walk by this awkward teenager of a hall monitor to the bathroom. Going in, we can see the janitor poking at a big, soaking red bag with his mop. So let's just wash our face and leave. Now that we're washed up so we can play house with Cindy and pretend to be her husband and wife, she says that we have to make dinner after coming home from work, and asks if we've been drinking again. No, I'm just tired. Sure. Take a breathalyzer test. What? Take the test or I'm calling your work. Fine. Here. 0.32? How can you do this to me? How can you be a father when you can't take care of yourself? Wait, father? Well, while you were in prison, I got lonely. It probably isn't even yours. I'm an awful wife. I want a divorce. Fine. I'll spend the night at my mother's. So this is one of those games. Small side tangent about the dialogue here. You can also get the flask from her by convincing her, and also get her to eliminate the child through certain means. Anyway, Cindy is super happy with our performance, and we can head to lunch. She saves us a seat next to her, and we need to get some lunch for her and ourselves. But she's vegan. Shit. And the school's slop isn't really vegan? So we gotta find something else. Monty has a McGlob silly meal or a salad. The silly meal has a Monster Mon card too. Monster Mon card are these trading cards we can find around the school and collect for their spots at home. I also want to say I will not go into every other individual choice and path unless they're necessary, so this video will not cover everything in detail. Play the games for yourself if you really want to see everything. Unfortunately, Sydney realizes that the silly meal isn't vegan, but we'll take the salad. There's also another option of the janitor's mystery biscuits. After hearing more praise from Cindy for being such a good boyfriend, she says she wants to torture Lily more. She heard from Jerome that the janitor keeps some weird stuff in his closet, so she gives us a key to go and snoop around in, which we can find some blood seeping in from a bag into a bucket. Once we get it, it's time for recess, where Cindy has a plan. Call Lily over to the monkey bars and dump the blood bucket on her head. This is so awful. Then Lily leaves this world by jumping down Nugget's nugget cave he made. Cindy loved that so much that she gives us a flower while Nugget gets in trouble for his hole. But the big teacher lady will never take Nugget alive, and he follows Lily's path soon after. Once this is done, we can go inside for show and tell, where we can show off Cindy's flower, proving our love to her. With that, we can go home, placing Cindy's flower on our mantle, wondering what tomorrow will bring. It's nice to wake up again. Cindy's flower is still sitting there. I can't wait for my second day of kindergarten. Why does no one remember me? Cindy? Why is she acting like she never met me? What's going on? Well, I guess I'll just talk to Jerome if they're being so cold to me. But he only likes talking to cool kids, so I'll buy a yo-yo from Monty to show him during morning time. The next step in Jerome's questline after gaining his trust is to be let in on his plan to get his laser pointer back from the janitor. All we need to do is take his pass that can get you anywhere, and we need to use it to get to the janitor's closet. Jerome goes up to distract Applegate while we can sneak in and go to his closet. Before I went out, I bought a screwdriver from Monty to be able to get the Monstermon card from a vent in the hall. It just so happens we need it anyway because the janitor leaves the stuff he confiscates in a box on the second level of a shelf. We need to use the screwdriver to break it. At lunch, we can get Jerome back his laser pointer, but then we can hear the janitor yelling, knowing that someone snuck into his closet. We hide the laser in the garbage can, and when the janitor searches Jerome, he finds nothing. When he gets to us, the lunch lady tries defending us, but she tells the janitor to throw out the garbage and do his job. Shit. Jerome pays off the lunch lady so that we can go to the bathroom where he dumped the garbage, but we need to get it before the end of lunch. After popping out and bribing the hall monitor, or showing a pass, we can take the laser and go to recess. But now the janitor is breathing down his neck, so Monty ushers us over and takes the laser pointer as collateral to fix the issue. Monty's fix is a bit more unorthodox. He gives us a weird looking device and claims it's from Jerome's dad. So we can use it to distract the janitor by putting it behind him. Once it's there, Monty calls us back and says a code word, which leads to the device exploding and killing the janitor in a very large pop. The irony is that no one is there to clean up the parts. Now we can go to show and tell, where I showed the principal pass, leading to me having to go to the principal's office. Then I got expelled. Rewinding, if I get into trouble and instead survive to the end of the day, Jerome gives me a mold to the key for his dad's office. A key item from my new friend. Well, time to go to bed. I hope everyone will be nicer tomorrow. Finally, a new day. Maybe I can make some new friends. Why does no one remember me again? Maybe I can just talk to Miss Applegate today since Cindy and Jerome don't remember me. Starting off with Applegate, we need to get robbed by bugs again to get Applegate on our side and have him sent to the principal's. Now, she gives us a golden star and tells us her new plan. She wants to get rid of all the kids, and she wants us to help. She wants to get rid of Jerome by morning time because she knows he stole the principal pass, but needs to prove it. But it's still before morning time, and that's enough time to get rid of Cindy. Applegate tells us to go to Monty and see if we can find something to deal with her. Luckily, he's got a voice recorder that we can use while talking to her to record what she says to frame us for... I mean, you can see the text box. Doing so, we're in the principal's office where Bugs is still talking, and he gets to go free because of our entrance. Now, boy, did you do what Cindy says you did? Nope. Can you prove it? I got the recording right here, sir. Oh, well, okay. Go to class then. Cindy. Getting back to class, Applegate welcomes us and lets us in on our next phase of her plan. One of the principal's hall passes is missing, and she suspects Jerome has it. We need to be friends with him to get him to give it to us so that we can give it to Applegate. Buying a yo-yo off Monty, we can successfully catch and rat him out, leading to him going to be expelled too. After this, Applegate wants to try finding a new way to get rid of Nugget. So she asks us to befriend the little weird mole and set her special plan into motion. Going after Nugget, he requires us to prove our friendship.
To become Nugget's friend, you must eat his nugget.
Why?
Do you want to become Nugget's friend?
I guess.
Eat the nugget of friendship.
Fine. Okay.
Good. Meet Nugget at lunch.
Going to lunch, we can sit next to Nugget, who reveals to us the nugget we ate was poisoned, and we will die before lunch is over. But if we want the antidote, we need to do him another favor. Bugs is always bullying Nugget, so if we can get Bugs to eat another poisoned nugget, he'll give us the antidote. All we need to do is go over to Bugs, tell him he's a sissy if he doesn't eat it, and then by the time we see Nugget again, he's already coughing up his insides to be outsides. The next easy one to get is Monty. Going over to him, he'll tell you that the janitor's sign is misspelled. Biscuits is supposed to be spelled with an I. If we tell the janitor this little bit of trivia, he goes up to Monty and cripples him with his mop, as thank you for the spelling lesson. The janitor is nice enough to give us Monty's glasses though, which we can then pass on to the bat-sided lunch lady to let us go out into the hallway. Once we're outside, we can see Lily eavesdropping on the principal's office. So we just knock on his door and tell him. Blaming it on Lily gets her expelled again. Now that almost everyone is gone, our last objective from Mrs. Applegate is for us to get into Nugget's Nugget Cave and find evidence that can give her reason to get rid of him. Once we talk to Nugget, he lets us privy to what the hole is. It's his Nugget Cave. And to enter safely, we need a cushion. A cushion of nuggets. A cushion of nuggets that Nugget seems to have smuggled up his ass for some reason. Jumping down the Nugget rabbit hole, we can see the cavern filled with oddities including Biscuit, Cindy's dead dog. We can pick the corpse up and somehow ascend to deliver it to Applegate so that she can confront Nugget about it. She backs Nugget into a proverbial corner, leading him to fall down a literal hole. With only us left, she lets us leave early and gives us a lunch pass to go and have lunch with her when we want. But with that, we end our day. No one seems to remember me. Maybe if I go to Bugs, I can get some answers to this. Getting mugged by Bugs and not telling Applegate allows us to see him in morning time and talk with him. Getting some reputation with him, he lets us in on a little secret. The teacher has it out for him, because he has 2 strikes already. The last kid expelled was Billy, and he went missing. So Bugs gives us a knife and tells us to get rid of her somehow. Luckily, we can use our lunch pass from yesterday to get a special lunch with Applegate. New problem is, we need distraction. Luckily, he knows a guy. Going over to Monty, he has an idea, but needs to get something that can make a pop to create a distraction. Buying a yo-yo from Monty, we can go and distract Applegate long enough to steal a device from one of the back gubbies. Jerome's upset, but it doesn't matter. I have a bomb now. Giving it to Monty, we can set it to detonate where we need it to. Once lunch starts, we can use the lunch pass to stay in class with the teacher. She bought us a McLob Silly Meal with a fresh MonsterCon card. And fresh rat poison to go along with it. Also, small word of advice, do not keep an explosive on your person when you decide to fire it off. But setting it off right, we can get her to look around and then Matador trick stab her. After adding her to our spy frag montage, Bugs walks in and loots the corpse for a phone and get the knife for hiding. Running to recess, still covered in quite a bit of blood, we meet up with Bugs to hatch a plan to hide the knife. The best spot being Nugget's cave. Hey Nugget, can I hide this inconspicuous knife in your cave?
Nugget knows not that word, but Bloody knows. No knife is going to enter Nugget's cave.
I'm dropping it in anyway.
What? No!
Okay, so, having to restart the day all over again, I got a nugget of friendship before morning time, did all the previous steps of finding the bomb, defusing the bomb, and then activating the bomb to stab the teacher, and now we're back here. Nugget, can I throw this knife in your cave?
Nugget says no.
I have a nugget of friendship.
Oh, nah, you're good then.
With the bell ringing, the janitor ushers us inside to show and tell. The principal is standing over us with the dead teacher still in the corner. Okay, who did it? No one wants to fess up? Fine. Kid with blood all over his face. Empty your pockets. Nothing. Alright, Bugs. You're next.
Hey kid, take the phone. I got nothing on me, principal.
Well, shit. I owe the lunch lady $20 now. Getting out scot-free, Bugs lets us keep the phone as a token of appreciation and doesn't really care what we do with it. Another item for the collection. Well, that was a bit crazy. Maybe this will be the day that everyone starts remembering who I am. Yeah, no. God damn it. It's like Groundhog Day. Well, I guess killing Applegate doesn't change much. There's gotta be some way to break this loop. I guess I just have to talk to someone different. Starting with Cindy's flower, we can go to Nugget to befriend him. But this time, we have an offering to gain his trust quickly. But to gain his friendship, we need to collect nuggets of friendship from him. Basically, whatever he thinks is a task. After giving us our first nugget, he urges us to get Lily's trust. So we can go over to Cindy, ask her out, get the gum, and show it to Lily. And then she trusts us a bit. After Nugget gives a device that seems familiar, we can go to morning time for our first task. There's a nugget of friendship in a bin that we can steal using Jerome's pass as a distraction. Again, allowing us to gain his trust for the next task. Nugget confides in us about the pretty Lily and how he loves her. Nugget gives a love letter that we need to deliver to Lily. She's surprised and a bit confused, but accepts the letter. She can't read, though, so she has Applegate help her, which I just have to play this part for you. Nugget just gave me this love letter, and I was wondering, ooh! Gather round, children. Nugget wrote a Lily a love letter. Oh, no. Nugget letters only to be read by the pretty Lily. Nugget likes the pretty Lily. He also misses her brother Billy. Please do not continue. Nugget likes the Lily's hair. Nugget likes to smell her chair. Nugget, do we need to schedule another trip to the school counselor? This is getting pretty weird. Nugget thinks you should stop then. Maybe just a few more lines. Nugget said no. Okay, fine, weirdo. As you were, children. Well, that was mortifying. Please go away. I gave her the letter, okay, dude? I delivered the letter. Nugget noticed. Nugget, writhing in emotional pain, gives us the nugget of friendship. Regardless of the outcome, we did exactly what he asked. Heading to lunch, Nugget has a new request. So we have been given a new nugget full of poison to give to Bugs. Now Nugget wants us to go and check on Lily since she looks a bit flustered. Going over to her, she apologizes for taking out her emotions on us and gives us a donut. Honestly, best outcome from being a failed wingman I've had so far. Once we're out for recess, we can see Nugget looming over his cave. Nugget takes the device off of us and moves it away, explaining how it works. The device can hear people, and if it does not like what they say, it explodes. So to cheer up Lily, Nugget has thought of a new plan. Hide the explosive behind the principal's ominous statue in the playground, and blow it up by yelling about Billy. Doing so leads to the statue becoming a marble stump, and Applegate sending her and us to the principal's office. Luckily, we can just bribe her for $7 or a donut. How convenient. Going back to Nugget, we can accept the last nugget of friendship, and he will make us safe padding for the Nugget Cave. Going down, we are back in the Nugget Cave, going over to the memorial of Billy. We can then place Cindy's flower on the altar. This touches Nugget, and he starts crying from happiness, as he was Nugget's only friend. Nugget starts saying how he just can't take it anymore. Nugget takes the pills to forget what the principal tells him to, but Nugget does not want to forget anymore. Probing further, he doesn't remember what was so important that he forgot, but he knows that a note in Billy's cubby could help find what Nugget has lost, and he'll get it to us by the end of the day. After show and tell, Nugget meets us outside, teary-eyed and sincere. He gives us the note, not knowing what it says, but hoping it will help. He leaves as he walks with pride, knowing he has a new, true friend. But he'll forget by tomorrow. Every day is the same. Maybe this note could be the key to fixing this all. There was an odd sign in Nugget's cave about some talismans. Maybe that could be a key too. Ugh, again? Alright, let's try talking to Monty. He might know something. Going to school with $10 and a key mold allows us to get mugged and give Monty the key mold of the principal's door. All we need to do is get $20 to buy the key off of Monty. First, we can fight with Nugget and push to inquire about Billy getting us sent to the principal's office, where he tries to silence us with pills. After you get them, you can sell them to the teacher, but I thought Monty would buy them for more. He didn't. And buying a yo-yo for Monty, we can get Jerome's hall pass and sneak into the janitor's closet to steal some money. After that, we can also find the janitor in the bathroom stuffing bloody body bags. If we snitch, he's screwed, so he offers us a nickel, which wouldn't buy anything. So, instead, he tells us that he'll get the lunch lady to sell us chocolate for only a nickel. Heading back, we can have Jerome get mad, but since it's the end of the period, he can't take the pass from us. Going to lunch, we can buy the chocolate and sell Monty both the pass and the chocolate, and after eating as many apples as I could stuff in my face, we're at the end of the day with a bit over 20 bucks. Yeah, not as interesting at the others, but just how it is sometimes. Alright, tried everyone except Lily. It's gotta be my last chance. Taking the key from Monty, the phone from Bugs, and the note from Nugget, we can go to kindergarten, a new hope coming from within us. Taking the note to Lily, she recognizes it as Billy's handwriting, but can't read, so we have to pay Monty $1 so that we can get him to tell us what it says. He says that there's a hatch in the principal's office that needs a code, but it's hard to decipher, so he'll need to get it to us by lunch. Telling Lily this, she has a plan. We just need a phone and a key, which luckily we have. Now she tells us that we just need to get sent to the principal's office. Alone. So we can't anger Cindy, meaning we just need to get Nugget's device to hear us and get us sent there. After frustrating him thoroughly, we can get sent to the office where we get a pill and a look at where the hatch is. Heading back, we can meet up with Lily again and tell her about it. But if we're going to sneak in, we need probable cause, just in case. Luckily, with how unironically messy the janitor is, there's gotta be a way we can find some evidence. Taking a bathroom pass and knocking on the stalls, we can convince the janitor to, well, do his job, and while he's occupied, we can steal a finger from a bloody bag he was dealing with. After that, we can show Lily the finger at lunch and ask Monty for the code. Monty gives us the note back with the code written on it. Lily pays off the lunch lady so that we can enact our distraction in a situation that, well...
Wait, is this a multi-gendered bathroom? What the? Well, there, little hombre, you're too young to be bringing your little girlfriend in the bathroom with you. Gotta wait till at least 6th grade for that. I gotta take you both to the principal. No, you don't understand. This is so important. You can't stop us. There must be something we can do. I don't know. I guess you can give me a package if you don't have any. Fuck. Let's restart room. Do I have money for SIGs? Oh, I think I actually have the perfect amount of money. I want to buy something. Fuck.
Yeah, I had to fucking restart. Shit. So, we just have to do all of that over again while buying SIGs from Monty in the beginning. Ugh, okay. After bribing the stupid hall monitor to leave, we can use the teacher's phone to call the principal and tell him it's an emergency to help Miss Applegate. After a successful ruse, we can use the key to open the door and look around in his office. The hatch, however, doesn't have a code. It has a key. But going over the desk, we can find a drawer that takes a code to give us the key for the hatch. Okay, that did it. Before we go down there, I just want to say thanks. I wouldn't have gotten this far without you. Whatever happens down there, stay close. We can do this. With that, we descend down the mysterious hatch. Ending up in a weird underground lab, we can see odd machines and pods. Pods filled with weird creatures and even Billy. There's a console on the left of it all, and there's 4 buttons we can hit to try and get Billy out. The red button neutralizes the contents of whatever is in it. The green reverts the mutations on whatever is in the tank, and the blue button releases whatever is in the tanks. The yellow button switches the tank selected. Select the left creature, kill it, revert Billy's mutations, and fuck, lights went out. And when they come back on, we see the principal, gun in hand, ready to kill us for finding his experiments. The principal then becomes a villain and
He starts monologuing.
he explains that the reason that these creatures are in pods is because they actually live underneath the school. Source cited, this big fucking hole. They secrete some sort of chemical that has different effects on different people. It made Applegate addicted, and for Nugget, it fixes him. The principal doesn't really understand why or what was even wrong with Nugget in the first place, but it works. And how fucking dare he? We love Nugget. We don't really get him or why he does the weird shit he does, but we love Nugget here. The principal was originally going to use Nugget for his experiments, because if he could just have a human make the chemicals, it'd be a lot easier due to the creature's hostile nature. Billy just happened to find the evidence while the janitor was taking care of Cindy's dog. He asks us if we have any last words. Yeah. Fuck you, dude. What have you done? Stay away, you goddamn demon! That's what you get for saying that shit about Nugget, you asshole. Lily, standing over her brother, tries to wake him up. As he regains consciousness, she becomes happy to see him again. And we all can't wait to leave. But Lily reminds us that we have to go to show and tell first. Really? We just blew up the principal and found an unethical and highly illegal child experimentation and drug ring, and your first priority is finishing show and tell? Whatever. Luckily, Applegate cuts it short anyway when she learns that there's no one left to sign her checks, which, you know what, fair. After leaving kindergarten, we can get a secret Monstermon card from Lily and Billy, and they give us a collector's guide to find them all. Something tells me that's something I have to deal with. Well, hopefully tomorrow. I just want to get this stupid cycle done and over with. Oh, god damn it! There is one last ending in this game that requires us to 100% it, and I will not bore you with every single route and path to get each individual Monstermon card. I also didn't record them all. It took me like a good hour to hour and a half to finish getting all the cards, which I'll talk about in my closing thoughts of the game. But you're here to see the ending. I know that. After collecting all 25 of the Monstermon cards, we can bring our full collection to school. This requires us to do Nugget's quest and friendship all over again. We need to end up in his Nugget cave and walk up to the sign, tucked away in the back right corner.
Ah, yes. The mysterious sign of ominousness. It says, "Let he who brings the 25 talismans release the greatest of all evils upon the world."
Oh, you mean these 25 talismans?
You have the 25 talismans! This is unprecedented!
Nugget? Why is the ground shaking?
Never mind that. Nugget and his friend must ascend. Nugget and his friend must watch what happens.
Exiting the safety of the Nugget cave, the sky takes on a red hue, and all the students and staff are panicking. The principal has his gun out, ready to fire. Then suddenly a flash of lightning, and Cindy is blown to pieces. A moment later, it's Monty. While Applegate taunts the sky to do Jerome next, she becomes a thick paste. Then the principal and his son, and lastly the janitor as he talks to his beloved Mop Sweepy. With that, Nugget wishes us farewell, and that he hopes we can do this again. Learn at another school, a bigger school, a better school. Like kindergarten. 2. Here at the halfway point, I want to look at kindergarten before we check out its sequel. Kindergarten is just great. The pixel art style is so amazingly misleading, with all these innocent-looking characters doing very not innocent things. I mean, Cindy doesn't look like much, but she yells about, well, you know if you try to go against her. The janitor, principal, and teacher should not be let in within a few hundred yards of kids. Applegate is jaded and hates children. A smoker and addict to pills made from the mole people. Every character is interestingly complex, none of them being too one-notey. Okay, maybe except for like Jerome and Monty. Those two are kind of just there. Bugs has a past with his dad leaving for cigarettes, and while yes, he's a murderous psychopath of a kindergartner, he does have some depth to his character. Nugget seems like a one-note special needs character or wacko, but he becomes the epicenter of the story in so many different ways. The adults and other kids kind of make fun of him, but he's such an interesting character and gets his revenge almost every time. Applegate and the janitor also have interesting character archetypes, and how they interact with the child and each other. I just love it. Also, the humor. I love the dark and stupid humor of this game, and am actually a bit upset that there weren't more fart or poop jokes, considering this is a kindergarten. I know it's a low-hanging fruit, but these are like 6-year-olds. Also, the art, as I mentioned before, great, but the gore is also very comedic and perfect for such dark moments. I know that most people are kind of put off or don't like the idea of blowing up one of these pixel characters and then seeing their bits fly in every gib, but I think it's used pretty well in this game, and pretty much every case. The end especially, well, both endings, are great with the gore of everyone blowing up and the principal getting his brain sucked by the monster. The stories and dialogue are also great. Everything felt really well written. And having stories collide with each other was always so interesting to see how differences in action and path would lead to completely different interactions. When going for the Monstermon cards, you end up going down slightly different or unique routes that can have very unique endings. While I didn't get them recorded, one has you giving the breathalyzer or flash to Bugs and he tears up thinking about his dad. The other one has Cindy going feral and murdering the janitor like a Tasmanian devil. The gameplay mechanics are also really nice. Now, I did have my complaints about button mechanics during my second stream, but that was just because the interact key was space. I was also playing 2 other games at the time, all of which had very different interaction keys, one being X and the other being E. So, if you check out the streams linked below, that's your context. The apple mechanic to give you limited time is also really cool to me. It kind of reminds me of the Portal maps where you have a number of buttons you need to press to actually move forward. The apple mechanic also leads to interesting strategies when you need to consider how apples can give you an extra little bit of money. The backtracking when making a mistake could get a bit tedious, especially when your only options were to restart the whole day or the room you're in. And I will say, this does change in the next game, but we'll get there. So, with our kindergarten likely condemned for many health, ethical, OSHA, and Geneva Convention related issues, we're finally ready to move to a new school and start fresh. Hopefully things can only get better, right? Kindergarten 2 starts us in our brand new house with a Super Smash Bros. Poster, our wardrobe, and some shelves for our goodies. We also have a completely different menu system that gives hints in different ways. While the previous system gave us step-by-step hints to help, this one shows us the items we need or can get from each questline, which can help us get the start of it. But we'll need to figure out the rest on our own. Consuming apples now does not change our balance, so now, where should we begin? Starting in the front yard, there are a lot of changes. The principal is a new lady where we have a higher education teacher. There's also Bob, the new janitor, Monty in a wheelchair, 2 new rich kids, heirs to the Applesoft Corporation, Ozzy, a nervous wreck who hates us new kids, Carla, who's our new smuggler, and Penny, the walking contraband sniffer. Oh yeah, Nugget's stuck in the drain too. We have a blend of the old and the new cast that will give us some interesting interactions. The first mission I took up was the Hitman's Bodyguard. This one has a small quarrel between Felix and Teddy about some sort of master plan they're trying to hatch. Felix, the stuck-up one in blue, is discussing the plan with Teddy, the brother in red. Teddy is a bit hesitant about what they want to do to Ozzy, the kid with the red fuzzy hair in the corner. Felix realizes we're eavesdropping, so he blames Teddy and tries to ignore us. Talking to Teddy, he just wants to help, even though he's viewed as an idiot by his brother. So he says he'll meet us in the regular class. But then he realizes that we could actually start our plan now. Teddy tells us that we need to find out a way to cause a distraction for Ozzy, and then get into a fight with a girl to cause a problem. Although, we need a girl to fight him in the dumb class. Luckily, we know a girl. Talking to Ozzy, we can learn a bit more about him and the school. With the influx and rezoning of kids, all his old friends and girlfriend have disappeared, and now he has to deal with all of our BS. We can learn that his favorite toy is named Destructotron, but it isn't cool anymore since it ran out of battery. Then after, we can talk to Cindy and get Teddy to become her new boyfriend by putting gum in Carla's hair. Buying a battery before Monty leaves and reconciling with Carla for a scissor pass, we can move on to morning time where we can really start our plan. Starting class, we have a lot more funding at the school, which allows for more toys. Cindy goes for a doll and Ozzy goes for Destructotron. Talking to Teddy, he lets us in on the details. We're gonna kill Ozzy. Ozzy's mom owns a company that is a competitor to Applesoft, and to appease Felix, Teddy wants him gone. To kill him, we're going to induce an asthma attack, because of how he stresses out so easily. The smallest things can set him off. So now, our next step is to give Ozzy the batter. Oh my god, Nugget, what happened to your arm? Yeah, remember when Nugget got stuck in the drain? Well, he ate his arm off to break free to not be late to class. Going back to our little quest, giving Ozzy the battery sends him to play in the corner, and Teddy tells us that during the distraction, he'll need us to take Ozzy's inhaler. And it might be worth it to grab what's in Felix's cubby on the right. You can make your guesses as to what it is. Getting Cindy to start a fight also isn't that hard, as she is always willing to cause domestic trouble. After this, the lunch bell rings and Stevie comes in. Stevie is the new hall monitor who takes his job way too seriously. He gives us a passbook, which is an item that gives us one time pass to go to the bathroom. But the school doesn't want anyone going out more than once per day. It's honestly relatively easy to circumvent, but we'll get to that later. At lunch, Teddy approaches us for the next phase of the plan. But because Felix keeps hounding him, Teddy has to pretend to be showing us how to use forks. What we need to do is get Carla to accept Teddy's apology. So we need to get her scissors so that she can get the gum out of her hair. We can go to the hallways using our passbook and get past the previous hall monitor by bribing him with some of that special stuff we got since his cigarettes got taken away. After getting past a likely stoned hall monitor, we can find a vending machine that gives scissors. But since we have a pass, we don't have to pay. And right before lunch ends, we can go to the boys' bathroom and take up the leftmost stall. Why? Well, it's because that's what stall Ozzy uses every day, and not being able to use it sets off his stress crazily. Going to lunch, we get stopped by Ozzy, who asks if we've seen his inhaler. Denying it, he just says that he'll use the one he keeps in his upstairs locker. Teddy overheard that, so he comes up with a new idea. Ozzy is highly allergic to a green flower that is known to grow in the back in the yard, near the dumpster. Getting it, we then need to figure out a way to take out his inhaler, and with that, we'll need Carla's help. And her line of "get in line, gringo" made me realize that I think she's Latina. So, of course the Latino character is a smuggler. Honestly, kinda funny. To get her to help us, we need to give her the scissors, but she wants an extra favor too. She wants us to take this screwdriver and undo Monty's wheelchair because he's been moving in on her turf. We can get Teddy to distract Monty as we unscrew the chair and have it crumble beneath him. After that, what we need to do is go to science so that we can get the inhaler while Carla breaks it out of his locker. Going into science, Dr. Danner, the science and advanced class teacher, shows us a non-remarkable plant and blames Ozzy's moms on the PTA board for banning any carnivorous or poisonous plants. So, how can we distract him? Well, using the fork from lunch. We can tell Cindy to stick it into the outlet and cause a distraction. However, we won't do it for free. So we need to give her the green flower to appease her. This makes her happy, although to go through with it, causing a power out and a +1 fried child. Extra crispy. While the school is dark, we can sneak out and steal the inhaler from Ozzy's locker. Once we get back to class, we can just take the flower off of the dead Cindy and use it. Hey Ozzy, check out this cool plant.
Huh? Wait, I'm allergic. Get it away. Help me.
Ozzy, I'll get you your inhaler from the locker. Bad news, buddy. It's gone. Anyway, how would you like to contribute your body to science?
Fuck you.
I'll just put his name right here. It's what he would have wanted anyway. Tomorrow's lesson will be on the human male anatomy. Due to the unusually high death rate of the class, we get to end school early and meet the twins outside. Teddy is immensely proud of us and himself, so tells Felix to give us the thing. The thing being an Applesoft loyalty pin that will show our loyalty to their company if we show it. Well, that was another day of killing. Maybe tomorrow will be different, now that I'm out of that stupid Groundhog Day school. Oh god damn. Today's questline is the tale of two janitors. As you can tell from the planner, I'm not necessarily doing all this in the correct order, but rather based on how I streamed it. So we'll be skipping odd quests here and there to try and get to our ending. Talking to our previous janitor, he is clearly frustrated by the new one, that he doesn't even know the name of. Going up to the janitor, we can ask him his name. It's Bob.
So, my nemesis has a name. Bob. I must fulfill the janitor's code of honor.
Janitors have a code of honor?
No, it's my code of honor. I'm the janitor. Anyway, I will write up a declaration of war!
After a very quick escalation in events, we give the written declaration to Bob. After giving the declaration, we need to go back to the original janitor, who says that he will make a swift and sneaky attack, sharpening his mop within the boys' bathroom. Going into morning time, we can ask to go to the bathroom and get denied. However, Applegate doesn't really have the means to stop us, so just says that we'll get sent to study hall if we go. We have more important things to do, so going into the bathroom, the janitor tells us that Bob is hiding upstairs cleaning the girls' bathroom, and that he can't make it up there because of his glass hip. He needs us to get the elevator key that Monty has because he's, crippled. Trying to get upstairs, we stopped by Stevie, but thanks to the janitor's aggressive persuasion, we have free reign of the halls now. We can get Monty's elevator pass and give it to the janitor, and I just want to say, I love how he says he will
Ride to war!
while getting in the elevator, and your dialogue reaction is just, let him ride to war. I love it. You get a walkie-talkie from the janitor as the lunch bell rings, and Stevie asks us to go to lunch, and we respect the wishes of a dying child. 2 amazing dialogues back to back. Going to lunch, the janitor tells us to find a way to get to him, because he needs help dealing with the bodies. After paying off Carla to distract the lunch lady, we can go to the girls' bathroom and find the janitor.
Well, hey kid, if you hadn't noticed, I won the war.
Cool, what do you need me for?
I'm gonna need help from my allies to clean this mess. That's you.
You killed your help!
And you're gonna end up dead if you don't help. Now, find me something to dismember him with.
After giving the janitor a chainsaw, he bestows upon us innocent Bob's head, and then we have to go to study hall. After Danner leaves the room, we can get another call from the janitor. We need to go outside and dispose of the head. But unfortunately, Penny may be onto us, which leads to us needing to trip her on the stairs using a toy car. We can then sneak into the lunchroom to dump the head, but Penny catches us. We need to think of an excuse, so we'll tell her that we were looking for the janitor, and that he's upstairs, leading her to trip and fall on the toy on the stairs. Once back in study hall, we can go to the gym and get asked by the janitor to help him with disposing the other bodies. To distract Applegate, we can make Jerome hit her in the head, causing her to get angry and leave. So now that we're free, we can do the same. Going into the horribly toxic closet, we can nab the bag and the goo from where Cindy fell. After we find the dumpster, we can help the janitor. However, when trying to open the dumpster, we can hear some cackling from within. Unfortunately, there's a dumpster lady who's blocking us from dumping the bodies, unless we can give her something tasty. Luckily, we just so happen to have something she likes: green goo. After that, the day is over and the janitor gives us the spoils of war: Bob's tool belt. Tomorrow is another day, which means we can use the tool belt to open a new path. Going up to Bob, we can tell him about Nugget's plight and give him his tool belt to get him out of there. Going over to Nugget, he doesn't believe that we were the ones to get him help, but we can ask to be his friend. Nugget, however, does not take the normal offering of friendship because he already has friends, but he will not say where they are, so we offer to find him a flower. Going up to Bob, we can say that Nugget is mentally handicapped, so he should let us through the handicap ramp, which is good enough for Bob to let us pass, and we can give Nugget the blue flower on the side of the school. Nugget says he would normally administer a quest for the 5 nuggets of friendship, but they have not been hidden at the school yet, so aiding in the digging of a new Nugget cave should suffice. After heading back to the front, Nugget will tell us to buy a lighter, which we can get from Monty and pay off Carla to hide. During morning time, after Nugget affirms the flames are within the school, he will say that he needs a shovel from the janitor, but we need to distract the teacher. Luckily, he has a plan.
Hello, large teacher lady.
Nugget, what in God's name do you want?
Nugget knows you want more pills. He so happens to see some by the handicap ramp.
Say no more. Wait there, pills. Mama's coming. Of course, Nugget had no such pills, but she runs out with Stevie regardless, giving us free reign of the halls. Going into the boys' bathroom, we can find the janitor locked up out of his closet. Bob is the only one with the key, so we need to go upstairs. Luckily, the upstairs monitor is very easy to bribe with the lighter in the locker, and Bob looks disturbingly happy in the women's restroom as he gives us the key. Okay, I know it looks weird, but I'll defend Bob here, but we'll see why he's happy some other day. It's not creepy. Not that creepy. Getting the shovel from the janitor, we can go to lunch and watch a very weird confrontation between the weird lunch lady and Nugget, who, oddly enough, share similar dialogue styles. Nugget buys a burger, noticing the Nugget box behind her, and asks to get people to buy burgers, so she leaves. Using the applesauce pin, Teddy buys a burger, and we can also get a burger for ourselves, leading to the lunch lady going back to make more burgers. Taking the nuggets from the back, they're cold, which makes Nugget a bit upset. Luckily, we can sneak into the teacher's lounge and use the microwave to heat up the nuggets to Nugget's liking. At recess, Applegate comes back and attacks Nugget for lying about the pills, and is now thirsty from searching. So we can go inside, sneak into the teacher's lounge, and buy her a soda to ease her temper. After digging the new Nugget cave and creating a soft landing of nuggets, we can also break the dialogue system for some stupid fucking reason, and we can descend the Nugget cave. After inspecting the cave, we can find a bloody leg and some skeletons. Oh, and this hideous monster right next door. After getting out of the Nugget cave alive, we can go with Nugget to gym and play dodgeball. After he insults the teacher, she gives the other students an ultimatum of a gold star, not realizing that everyone except us is on the other side. Luckily, we can use our leg from the cave to deflect Carla's first ball and have to figure out a strategy to win the game. After an intense dodgeball game, we can end the school day with Nugget giving us a Monstermon plushie that shares no resemblance to the copyrighted Niantic Pokemon character of Kyogre. Our next mission is Flowers for Diana, from Dr. Danner. We need to start the day asking Danner to get into the advanced class where he makes us find 5 species of flower, which he knows we'll never be able to get. To avoid spoiling everything for those who still want to play, I won't go over every detail of finding flowers. You just need to get the first one by paying off Monty to get in early, then get a pass from the monitor to later use to pass a love letter from Cindy to Felix. Then you can find Bob mopping with his love-struck look, and no, it's not for kids. It's for the new hire, Miss Applegate. Bob is smitten, so we suggest he get her flowers to ask her out with. After getting yelled at to go to lunch, Felix will make us find something to bring for him for Cindy to eat since she's vegan. We can even pay Carla $5 to distract Stevie so we can steal the plant from the teacher's lounge, and also get the lunch lady to make Cindy a salad in the meantime. After giving it to Felix, we can get a quest at recess where we just need to hide some green under a beehive to get Penny to fall for nabbing a purple flower. Then Bob will come in and offer Applegate the flowers, being the sweetest gesture a man ever did for her. And he just dropped the flowers! How much do you make as a janitor that you can just leave the flowers behind like that? Those are expensive as shit. Whatever. Stealing the green flower from the dumpster, we can pay our science fee to go into science. Showing Danner we have all the flowers gets him to bring out Diana, a carnivorous plant, but he doesn't remember in what order to feed the flowers to her. So, he leaves to get the recipe. In the meantime, we can figure it out by looking at the assortment of objects and chemicals around the room. Doing it right makes him overjoyed at Diana looking so radiant that he gives us an A+. That allows us to join the advanced class whenever we'd like. Our next quest to unravel the mystery of the school involves us taking the tool belt and the A+. We can get a firecracker confiscated from us by Penny from Carlo, which leads Bugs to trusting us into taking down Penny to get our contraband back. He tells us to make friends with her and find a way into the principal's office at some point, where we can get a friendship bracelet from her and a principal pass from the principal. Going up to Penny in class, she'll say that she doesn't know where contraband goes. She usually just blacks out. She does say that she wishes she could see her doll again. Her mother always separates the two, so she'd like to see her dolly again. We have to complete an online assessment before leaving and can take a reward of cleaning supplies. Using the spray bottle, we can go downstairs to the dumb class and rendezvous with Bugs. He tells us to play along with her and get the doll, but Cindy has it. Hey, Cindy, can I have the doll? No, why would I do that? Cindy, look me in the eyes. Thanks, Cindy. Taking the dolly back to Cindy, she's very appreciative, and promises not to tell anyone that we had contraband on us. She then finds a floppy disk in the back of the dolly and hides it under the table, because her mom would be upset for her having it. Going to lunch, we can see Bugs, and he'll tell us to go to the principal's office to find out more. He'll start a food fight while we open the back door to the principal's office. Going in, the principal tries to talk with us, but is interrupted, allowing us to copy the floppy disk onto some paper and pop the door open. It's not enough time for the principal to continue talking with us, so we can head back to lunch to get a walkie-talkie from Bugs and have Monty read the printout. Monty tells us that Penny is an android, after some bear attack of some sort. There are remotes that all of the staff have to control Penny. Bugs heard all of it, so radios us instructions. We need to go through the principal's office, go to science, and change the plan to magnets to destroy the android Penny. We can sneak in through a vent using Bob's stolen tool belt, and then sneak out like no one ever noticed. Once we're in science, the magnet isn't working because a gear is missing. Penny mentions blacking out and forgetting a combination on the blue locker. Bugs radios over that Carla can help pick the locks, so they'll be up in a bit to get the gear out. Problem is, Carla refuses to do it because Penny might black out and capture them. Turns out, everyone knows about the blackouts. But if we can successfully distract her, she'll do it. Using the doll to distract Penny long enough, we can get the gear and activate the magnet, turning Penny into a half cent. Danner also go-go gadgets a jetpack out of his ass and flies through the roof while Bugs loots the Miss Lincoln for a laser module that he gives to us after school. The next mission has us using the A+ and Applesauce pin to gain Felix's trust. The quest is like Teddy's, but flipped on its head. We need to give Ozzy a paper from Felix that Monty has to read to him, although he's a germaphobe, so first we'll need to buy hand sanitizer, then get more money from Felix for Monty to read it. Going to the advanced class, Felix has us sign an NDA and lets us in on the situation. Ozzy's mother started a company that directly competes with Applesoft. But the plan is to get rid of Teddy because he's not competent enough to lead the company. Felix tells us to get some spiders off the shelf because everyone hates spiders. Which, not true. A bunch of weird people like spiders. I do not share their sentiments, but they exist. Getting toilet paper from the assessment allows us to go clog a toilet and distract Bob long enough for us to sneak through the vent, get the spiders, and ditch to lunch. Showing Felix the spiders, we can get a burger and a plan. We need to find someone to dig us a hole. Oh, I know a guy. Hey Nugget, could you dig us a hole?
And why would Nugget do that?
Well, the rich douche over there said that he'll take you to his family's nugget factory if you do.
Nugget factory? Nugget would dig fast as lightning and deep as hell if you provide Nugget an arm and a shovel.
Wait, we need to give you an arm? Getting a pass from the lunch lady and key from Carla, we can go to the closet and take a shovel when Bob comes in. He's worried about the bloodied axe on the wall, but he gets confused when we say it isn't our blood, and he goes into a little mental haze. Then the lunch bell rings and he tells us to get going. Felix tells us he's brokered a deal for an arm. We just need to get a passbook from the dumpster. One less burger later, and we have a dirty passbook from the creepy lady and can go inside to get Monty's arm. Then he pulls a Western standoff with us, pointing a giant laser like some supervillain. But he makes a deal. He shoots Stevie and launches his arm off. That's our arm. Felix just has to pay extra now. Going to gym, we can find Felix and Nugget. Giving Nugget the arm and shovel, he's happy, but he can't dig because of the teacher. Causing a distraction, using Jerome, we can get her to leave and give Nugget an opportunity to dig like the mole man he is. Before we leave, Felix tells us to find an object to bludgeon with. Going into the janitor's closet, we can find Bob with a mop in a poisonous haze. Taking his mop, we can give it to Felix in a fight scene right out of The Lion King.
Scar! Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
When school ends, Felix gives us a special chemical. We're so close to completion, I can almost smell it. Actually, that could be the toxic chemical vial I was just handed. Who cares? Now we're starting the bottom level of the quests. We can give the penny laser module to Carla, who wants to make it into something that goes boom to make a secret new passage. But first we need to get Jerome on our side. So we can use a tissue from Cindy where we can learn to get his motivation about finding Lily, the girl that led to his dad disappearing. He knows she's here somewhere. He tells us to go find Nugget to figure out where Lily is. Telling Carla, she gives us a screwdriver to get Nugget out and keep the grate open for later. Going into the smart class, Carla hatches a plan to get into the grate by distracting Stevie and giving us a key to get out. Going out through the handicap rail, we can go to the grate and find an underground area with boxes and an elevator. Squeaking our plushie near the boxes, two hooded figures come out. It's Lily and Billy. After telling Lily that Jerome is looking for her, she sighs, expecting it would come eventually, and schedules a meeting in the girls' bathroom to explain it all to him. Heading back to class, we tell Carla about the meeting and then brief Jerome before heading to lunch. When we're at lunch, Carla tells us to take Jerome to meet Lily, then switch the science class to robotics, so we can make her special project. We can get Bugs to start a food fight, then bring Jerome up to talk to Lily. He immediately plants a bomb, trying to kill her. But then Lily explains everything about Jerome. The experiments, the pills, the kidnapping, all of it. Jerome understands, but shocked. But they don't have enough time because Penny's approaching. We can use the screwdriver to get through the vent and hide Lily and Jerome in science class. When she leaves, Lily gives her farewell to find Billy, and we can change the science curriculum. Unfortunately, we got caught by Danner and sent to study hall, and Jerome forgot the device in the bathroom. So, we need to go with Carla upstairs to find the janitor and ask for her device back. He wants something in return though. Spray for the cafeteria and toilet paper for the bathrooms. Luckily, we just so happen to have both. I went and put the spray bottle in the cafeteria while Carla restocked the teepee, and the janitor tells us that the device is on the cart in his closet. While getting it, Carla mentions that her explosive could help air out this room and snap Bob out of his haze. Once Danner wakes up, we can pay our lab fee and get going to our last period where Carla lets us in on our little steps. We just need to deactivate the bomb, and then use the hydraulic press to get the pieces. First, we need to deactivate it though. The only one who can do that is Monty. He has a high price, either 20 bucks or getting a date with Carla. Unfortunately for Carla, I had to set her up with Monty. That's just the price for business, isn't it? At the end of the day, Carla gifts us a bomb since she had enough parts to make 2, and tells us that because it uses Penny's parts, she won't recognize it as contraband. With that, we only have one more quest before we can get to our ending mission. For this Breaking Bad reference of a mission, we need to break Applegate's sanity in the morning by annoying her and smuggling a firecracker in before morning time. After she breaks, we can find her crying in the hall, and she has a realization that Monty may know how to make the pills. And because we have the chemical, he knows how we can help. We need to take the hair of those with the pills still in their system. Getting scissors, we can try and ask Billy for his hair, but he refuses. And then get some from Applegate and Nugget. Then we can try and go underground to find Billy again, whose hair is available now. Finally, in science, with the class change to chemistry, we need to get rid of everyone else while Monty wants to have a longer turn to make the pills. He gives us some junk he didn't sell so we can distract Ozzy with a flower, Cindy with a plastic gem, and Penny with her doll, so that Monty can finish his process. After having Dr. Danner tell us which chemical to mix with which for research purposes, we can end the day with trading Miss Applegate her penny remote for pills. Our last mission. Finally. We can end the school once and for all, and find out what's really going on. Bringing the bomb, the plushie, and the remote, we can start a new day. Waking up to school, Applegate tells the principal that she misplaced her special item. She was given at orientation, so the principal commands the teachers and Penny to search everyone. Buying a battery from Monty, we can use it to power the remote against Penny and shoot a laser at the grate Nugget is stuck in. Nugget knows that we were the one pulling the string and urges us to descend the grate and talk to Lily. Once we show them the remote, we can take a jackhammer as they realize that they don't need to keep digging now. Our instructions are simple. We need to recruit other students to kill the staff because they're all in on it. We need to get students from the dumb class to help while they convince the smart kids to help as well. After climbing back out, we can get a principal pass and start morning time. Billy sneaks in through the roof at our class and tells us to find the kids with a grudge against Applegate. A girl to take up one of the stalls upstairs, and someone who knows how to use a knife. He passes us back the remote and tells us which of the buttons do what. For Cindy, we can get her to join our cause by getting some gum and summoning Penny to stick it in her hair then leave. She's impressed, so she decides to help. Next, we need Bugs, who we can summon Penny for and take all the contraband she stole, giving Bugs his knife back. After assigning everyone their new mission, we can head to lunch. Billy is hiding behind the condiments now and says that Carla stole the listening device and wants to hide it in the teacher's lounge. A lockdown will be put in place afterward, in which we need to be upstairs by that time. We can trade Carla our bomb for the device she has, and give Nugget the jackhammer to tunnel to the teacher's lounge. Following him through, we can see him arguing with Danner as we sneak the bomb under the table and scurry out when he sees us. Next, we can use the principal's pass to see her and Penny talking about Penny's chip being fried from overuse. While she tries to talk to us, she's interrupted by a mysterious explosion and her sister breaking the news that Danner is dead. When she leaves, Lily runs in and says that Applegate has captured Bugs. Running as fast as our little legs can carry us, we can find Bugs and take the knife to stab Applegate, saving him. Then the hall monitor walks in and calls us savages. But he says we're not in trouble, because no one is there to punish us. The teachers are dead, and Bob, the principal, and the lunch lady have all disappeared. So he just brings us outside until the lockdown is over. At recess, Nugget shows off his new cave, but Lily and Billy say there's a problem. There's a monster, and we need someone to fight it off. Outside, Carla is trying to break in with her bomb. Oh, that's right, Carla wanted to explode the teacher's lounge, which can help Bob if he's stuck in the haze. Using the remote on Penny makes her go mad, and she just jumps down into Nugget's cave. Then we can tell Carla she has a new way in. Letting Carla in, we can see the haze escaping the janitor's closet and snap Bob out of his trance. But then, he starts to remember. His axe. That blood, it's from the monster he fought yesterday. Grabbing his weapon, he charges forward to fight the monster. Godspeed, Bob. Going back to the cave, Lily says that we need to get Penny to activate the elevator, so we can head back to the classroom and bring Penny her dolly to snap her out of her trance. Giving her doll makes her admit that she isn't okay. She hasn't been okay for a long time, and she's allowed her mom to do horrible things. But now she wants to make up for it. She agrees to take us to the elevator and face her mom. Going through, we can see Bob clashing with the monster, a noble man trying to fight and save the children. He's a good janitor. It's a low bar considering the other one, but still. Descending the elevator, we end up in another lab. 3 kids trapped in a glass cage in the center. One of them shouting for Ozzy, while the others warn about Penny being the one who trapped them there. Penny tries to apologize, but Lily says we should save it and focus on freeing them. While trying to figure out what they can do, they're interrupted.
Ahem. Penny, what are these children doing unsecured in my secret lab? We're here to stop you. You can't do this anymore. I don't have time for this. Penny, I'm sending all of these children to the principal's office. Penny, did you hear me? I said... Oh, your chip is fried. Well, that's unfortunate. That means you're useless to me. Toodles! And since I don't have a daughter to help me, time to test the mutator.
Luckily, like any villain, we can distract her to ask what she's doing. She turned those children into the creatures to try and control them and take over all the schools in the tri-state area. They also produce the chemical in the janitor's closet that can cause memory loss, but also great fuel for Penny. Speaking of which, it was no bear attack that got Penny. It was the monsters. Shuri built her and used her as a tool, a weapon for suppression. And she'll do it again. When asking about the odd lunch lady, we find out that she's always been like that. She's just a little bit different. After she's done exposing her plan, she sicks the monsters on us. One pinning Lily while there's another one about to charge toward us. Using the console on the right, we can hit a green joystick and grab the monster charging at us. Using Penny's dismembered head, we can use the laser and stop the monster attacking Lily. And finally, we can move the blue arm left and down to stop the one attacking Billy. But then, the principal opens a hatch, and a goo cannon appears to aim us down. Using the console, we can get the red arm and pick her up and drop her into her own pit of goo. Lily then says how they failed. We failed to save the kids from the evil principal, but then the room starts to shake. The principal turns into a creepy one-eyed amalgamation, sucking up all the other monsters with a large gaping maw. We can use the console to command the green arm to close her mouth and get the red arm to the left side to pull her eye to the ceiling, where we shouldn't fear, because Nugget is here to save us. He saves us and the pretty Lily by digging through the eye of the horrible monster. Just when we think our savior is dead, he walks out of the monster's mouth and asks Lily if he did well, and admires the lab as a new potential Nugget cave. Then the 3 kids from before crawl out of the goo, back to their normal states. We saved them, so now let's head home. As everyone starts to leave the school, we see Ozzy, about to leave this miserable place, when Madison screams his name. Pausing, he looks back and sees his girlfriend. He's a bit disgusted, but glad to see her back.
This whole day has been so crazy. I'm glad we were able to save everyone and stop that awful principal.
Well, I know I want to go home, but I'm not really sure where home is. What's that supposed to mean?
I don't even go to this school. I was brought here. All I remember is going down the slide at my school and then I woke up in that lab. I'm gonna try and get home now. I'll see you guys around. Maybe.
I'm gonna get going too. My mom is probably worried about me. Thanks for saving my life and stuff today.
Nugget must also leave. Nugget has business to attend to. Nugget, before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for saving us today. You were really brave. The pretty Lily has kissed Nugget's cheek. Nugget. Nugget is so happy. Nugget must tell the world.
After Nugget runs off into the sunset to do God knows what, we get a guidebook to all the Monstermon cards from Lily and Billy. Now, quest-wise, all that is left is the secret ending. However, there is so much more to this game for post-game content to 100%. First off, we have a unique battle system where you can fight most people in Monstermon card duels. You can actually accept Agnes's cats and give them to the hall monitor, Nugget, and Sydney based on the name of the cats, being Smokey, Tenders, and Gravy. Oh, it's just so adorable and on theme. I love it so much. It's melting my heart. This game is just amazing, but now for the secret ending. When collecting all 50 Monstermon cards, you can activate a switch in your bedroom wall and find Nugget behind my bookcase.
Hello, friend of Nugget, and gatherer of the talisman.
Nugget, why are you in my walls?
Please come with Nugget.
Nugget, what are you doing in my...
All questions will be answered. Don the sacred robes and come with Nugget. Behold, the sacred sanctum of Monstermon.
Why is this behind my bookcase?
Where else could it be?
In the Nugget Cave? Like last time?
As Nugget was saying, with the 50 talismans, Nugget can do unspeakable things.
Not again.
Nugget will show you. Behold, the power of Nugget.
Nugget, how the hell are you making them float?
And Nugget simply snaps his fingers. It is done. Quickly. Nugget does not want to be late for school.
Nugget drags us back to the front of the school where some are panicking about the sky turning red. Suddenly, Cindy starts disintegrating. Then others begin to follow, like Margaret, Teddy, Jerome, Danner, Penny, and even the hall monitor. After half of the school has been snapped, including Nugget's precious pretty Lily, he becomes angered.
Half. Half. Half, 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 half. Nugget doesn't want half. Nugget wants them all. Nugget casts testicular torsion.
And they all died happily ever after. Well, he brutally killed everyone with lightning except for us and himself. After we leave, he thanks us for playing and leaves to dig a new cave. This game is amazing. These developers have an amazing talent when it comes to building worlds, characters, stories, and mechanics that you can just fall in love with. This game is pretty much only improvements from the last game. They even did it in a way where Kindergarten doesn't feel inferior. Both are amazing experiences that I 100% believe you need to play. I kept out so many of the side stories and depths of the character for you to uncover them yourselves. I want to give you a taste of this game so that you can go out and support these developers too. I should stop gushing about the game though, so that I can give you better reasons to gush about it. First is my only minor gripe with the game, and this extends to Kindergarten 3 as well, even though it's not out. Why are all the kids' faces different? This isn't really an issue, like, at all, but for some reason every game changes the character's pixel art style just a bit, which kind of confuses me. Like, it does make every game feel slightly different from an art perspective, but why? Why are they... It confuse... Like, the first game, the pixel art, beautiful. Great. Second game, also great pixel art. But if you look at the main character's face, just the main character's face, why is it so different? Like, it's just minor differences, but it's so confusing as to what necessitated such small differences. It's small enough where some people may never even notice it, but it's just so confusing to me why they just make these slight differences. I don't know, man. Obviously, everything I gushed about, its art style from the first game, applies to the second. It's deceptively upbeat and cheery despite the story and interactions. I would say this game actually isn't as dark as the previous one. It still has its moments, but it doesn't go for as much shock factor as the previous one. I don't know if that's how I would describe it. But there is a significant difference in how the game chooses to carry itself, if that makes any sense. So many character interactions at different points of the game just felt so real too, unique and interesting. From depressing to kind of inspiring. All these characters connect in some way. They all have some connection between one another, and it makes them feel like a breathing world, which kudos to the development team. I cannot express enough how much their writing carries this game. Dialogue interactions are easily one of the best parts, which can totally blindside you at times. I mean, this game is pretty much just an interactive novel of a kind, where dialogue really matters. So, obviously, it was really important. Also, a change from Kindergarten 2 that I actually prefer over the other game is the reset system. I think I briefly touched on it before, but in this game, you can restart from any previous room that you did, or from the beginning of the day. It honestly helps a lot when you're on the last step of a quest and then you realized you missed an item or interaction from a previous room, and you don't have to restart the entire process, or rather just the previous room that you did something wrong in. I also like how this is kind of a trade-off with the hint system. In the previous game, you could unlock the hints and get step-by-step of what you needed to do. But in this game, you just get the beginning of the quest and what items are required. It did mess with me initially to how the new planner system worked, but after I understood it, I honestly kind of preferred it. Also, the additions in the second game, like the Monstermon battling system, is just awesome. I will say this a lot about many games. It's a detail the developers absolutely did not need to add, but it's just so amazing that they did. Them giving more purpose to the cards makes interactions like Monstermon card duels really interesting, giving the characters different battling styles in many cases based on their personality, which just makes the interactions, even in Monstermon, that much more interesting, offering even more strategy onto a strategy puzzle game that gives so much to the player. What more can I even praise in this game? The controls feel smooth and not annoyingly clunky like some other games I've tried, and clearly, the beta testers in the credits deserve their positions for allowing these games to turn out so goddamn beautifully. And before I end it with Buy the Games, I just want to shine some light onto Random Encounters. They're a channel that has been making video game songs and music videos for years now. I might actually make a video on them someday because of how they kind of introduced me to a lot of different games. They made songs on Kindergarten and its sequel, and they're pretty good. And I'm rewatching them as I write this, and I didn't even realize until rewatching them that some of my Nugget and other character impressions were inspired from their musicals, not just game theory's Nugget. I just hope to do justice to the voice when I end up recording this script. And oh my god, 31 pages and my voice is so raw from doing the fucking Bugs, Nugget, and Janitor so many times. Yeah, I hope it comes out well. Hopefully I just remember all the voice. Yeah, I probably remembered all. But at this point, 31 pages in, you're probably getting a bit tired of my voice, especially with the ad-libbing that would probably make it like 32 if I added it in. But thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you liked it, then stick around and check out some of my other videos. If you want to stay updated on videos or streams and participate in polls, ideas, suggestions, or investigations, please join the Discord server, which will be linked in the description below. And play Kindergarten 1 and 2. I know I've said it a few times, but these games are awesome. And I can't wait to see what happens when we go back for Wednesday. But it's been me, Mush. Comments, criticism, and suggestions are always welcome. And I will see you later. Arrivederci.
Nugget doesn't want half. He wants them all. Nugget casts testicular toys. The Nugget cares. Nugget casts.
Yeah, that's so fucking stupid.
Nugget cats. Nugget. Nugget casts testicular toys. Nugget casts testicular. Nugget casts testicular toys. Testicular toys. Portion. Toysin. Portion. Nugget cats. Testicular toysin.
And they all died happily ever after.